Okay, I'm starting again in 3, 2, 1, action. My name is Yvonne Endo. I am 29 years old, almost 30. And I would call myself an entrepreneur, and I also do content creation. My two businesses that I run are Endo Squared and Flora by Endo, which I think I'll get into in a bit. So to be completely honest with you, the agency life, I had left the agency life like about 2 years ago, and then they called me back to do some consultancy work for them. And then they left me. So I think it was just the universe telling me like I need to try and pursue other things. Luckily with Endo Squared, I'd already started establishing the brand with my sister. So Endo Squared is a brand that I run with my sister where we sell a bunch of products from homeware to jewelry to art pieces and apparel featuring my sister's continuous line artwork. This we established in 2015. So luckily when I already left the agency life, at least I had that there. And then as for Flora, it was just a passion that I had, and it came kind of naturally. Flora is a business that I run where I curate floral bouquets just from the passion of flowers, and I felt as though there was a gap in the market when it comes to different bouquets. I felt like it was a little bit monotonous here, and initially it started off as just a hobby, but now 8 months in, it's a business that's growing. So Endo Squared started in 2015, but we only started selling products with my sister's art on it about 4 years ago. Obviously, when we started off, we only used to showcase my sister's art, and just like our style, it was almost like a blog. And then we realized like our audience was a lot younger, and we decided to make art a lot more accessible by placing it on various products that I mentioned earlier. And so that's 4 years selling products and 8 years in existence. And then Flora by Endo, I started last year in May, so it's only an 8-month-old baby, but it's growing really well. As for how I see it going in the next few years, my hope with Endo Squared is to make sure we are gaining international recognition. I think right now we're focused on growing locally, but we have gotten a lot of we are already starting to get recognition from retailers outside of Kenya, so my hope is to be able to grow outside as well. And also hopefully join retail, like have our own physical store. That's the same for Flora as well. Right now we're based online, and there are actually a lot of people who are already inquiring about, oh, where can I come see the flowers? I'd love to come purchase from you. And my hope is that I'll also be able to have a physical store for Flora as well. For starters, I think when you're doing something that you love, waking up and doing the creative work that needs to go into growing your business almost becomes easy. And another thing that really motivates me is seeing the difference that my businesses bring to people. With Endo Squared, just getting positive feedback from people when they wear our items, seeing people like out when I go to like a restaurant or the mall and I see people carrying our bags, that really keeps me going as well, because it's very, encouraging and affirming as well to see that people do love your items. And I think that also keeps us motivated to create more. The same with Flora, just seeing the difference that it makes in people's lives in terms of people being able to gift flowers to other people and the joy that it brings. Like when I get messages from people saying how happy the recipient was with their flowers or what the difference the flowers have made in their space, it definitely keeps me going as well. And obviously wanting to grow my business, both businesses, definitely keeps me going. Yes, so with Endo Squared, we work with local suppliers, we work with local artisans as well, especially with the jewelry, like these earrings that I'm wearing. We have a local artisan who helps us produce them. My sister Patty Endo is the one who designs all the pieces, but when it comes to the actual sourcing of the materials and the production, we make sure it's all done locally. As for flora as well, I make sure that I work with local florists when I'm sourcing the flowers, as well as local farms, because I think it's also an opportunity for me to be able to showcase the beauty that is flowers that are available in Kenya, other than just roses, because I think that's what we're all used to seeing. So yeah, it is all local. I would say for Endo Squared, recently, it was last year, November, we actually were part of a pop-up and we sold out almost all of our stock. That was definitely one of the highlights. And another thing, we're keeping in mind that we are actually the ones who fund our own business. So all the stock that we bought, all the space that we're booking and stuff is all from our personal funds. So seeing that our efforts were being recognized and people actually love our brand, well, it was really fulfilling. And then for Flora, I think just being able to fight my self-doubt and just starting the business to begin with was definitely one of the successes for me so far. And obviously being profitable in a couple of months was also one of the highlights for sure. My first impressions were how sleek the phone is. Even the box itself was sleek, so I was excited to see what the actual content of the box was. So the phone itself was very sleek. I was also really impressed by the actual accessories that come with the phone. I think nowadays in this age, their smartphones don't come with what we used to consider as a basic. So like a charger head, for example, and earphones. So I was really impressed to have those accessories as well. The camera feature, especially how well it captures photos in the daytime, is really important for me, especially with my flower business. I always like to capture my flowers in the sunlight, so having a camera that works really well in the daylight was important for me. Another thing that's really helpful for me with the Phantom is the fact that it's a dual SIM. So I don't have to carry two different phones on my two different business lines. That has really been convenient for me as well. So I'd rate the Phantom X2 series as both worth a look and a no-brainer. I think it's important for everyone to be able to try and experience the phone in the store, see if the camera works for you, test out the different features, and after you do that, you'll be able to know that it's definitely a no-brainer. Get the Phantom X series.